Hi and welcome back to the channel. Imprint have just given me some movies and I thought I'd talk about them because that's why they give me some movies. These ones are very much genre films, and one of them is the start of a new direction for Imprint and their parent company Viavision, in that it's their first 4K/Blu-ray release, and it is The War of the Worlds in 4K. Now, this is a nice package of the movie. For a start, the cover is lenticular and moves, and it's also numbered as number 1 because it's the first of their 4K releases. So I don't have to add this to the end of all the other numbered Imprint movies that I've got. So there's the front. I'll show you the media first. There's the front cover. There is the back cover with all of the details. There's the back cover with the alien's hand, which is very groovy. And then if you open up the slipcover, there's a couple of things you get. We'll start with that. You get a booklet about the movie. Nothing much on the back there, but there are details about the movie in there. And for me, the best part is a whole bunch of different poster art for The War of the Worlds from different countries and different reissuings of the movie, which is very, very groovy. They put together a nice package with that. There's even reproductions of the lobby cards in there, which is kind of cool. Then we get to the physical media itself. Steelbook. I'm not a big steelbook guy necessarily because I don't need my media to be bullet resistant. But there's the alien on the front. There's Anne Robinson getting touched up by the alien on the back. You open up the steelbook and it's a good sturdy one. There's your 4K, and behind that you've got the Blu-ray as well. So it's a really fine package. Now I will read you some of the extras on the back. The 4K disc has got audio commentary by Anne Robinson and Gene Barry, the stars of the movie, which would have been done a while back. Audio commentary by film director Joe Dante, film historian Bob Burns and Bill Warren. The Sky is Falling, the making of the War of the Worlds documentary. H.G. Wells, the father of science fiction featurette. And the Mercury Theatre on the Air, Orson Welles radio adaptation of War of the Worlds. The Blu-ray disc has got an extra on it. It's got an audio commentary by Kim Newman and Barry Forshaw, and the rest of it is the same as the 4K. But I like the fact that, by the way, if you hear a scratching, there's Luna trying to get in. I like the idea that Imprint are going to 4K, but they're making it backward compatible by adding the Blu-ray as well. 4K, having things out on 4K kind of future-proofs physical media to a certain extent, and I like that. It's a really good package, and it's come out just in time for Christmas, so you can order it now. Limited numbers, of course. It is region-free because, of course, all 4K are region-free. And I like the fact that Imprint is starting with a classic of science fiction. That then brings me to the other 2 December releases that I've got from Imprint. Fear is the Key, adaptation of a Alistair MacLean novel with Barry Newman, Susie Kendall, John Vernon's in there as well, which is kind of cool. Directed by Michael Tuchner. Now, this is balls to the wall 1970s action in the same way that Barry Newman's Vanishing Point was. There's the inside cover. There's the disc itself with the wonderful cover art on it. It's basically a revenge thing. A guy called John Talbot, played by Barry Newman's a salvage expert. His family are killed in an aeroplane crash. He investigates and tries to find the people who organised that aeroplane crash. Lots of really fine action in this. I'm going to have fun revisiting this one because I haven't seen it for a very long time, but I remember I enjoyed it. And Barry Newman was always good value in movies. Susie Kendall was always good looking and good value in movies. But it's a nice deep cut by Imprint, and I like it. Now, their big one for this month is a movie I really like. I saw it in the cinema. I've owned copies of it on VHS and DVD and Blu-ray. The Killer Elite 1970s version, 1974 I think it is, with James Caan, Robert Duvall. You've got Gig Young in there. You've got Arthur Hill, Burt Young and Bo Hopkins. It's about a guy called Mike Lockham, played by James Caan, who's a kind of security expert, let's say, who works for a private organisation with links to the US government. He gets betrayed by his best friend George Hanson, played by Robert Duvall, and gets shot up. And as he recovers, he gets a job from the same company to protect some overseas dignitaries as they come to San Francisco. He gets together his crew, which includes a wheelman and a guy who's good with shotguns, played by Bo Hopkins, and goes up against George Hanson and his mob, who are out to kill the overseas dignitaries. Now, great movie, much better than the version of it from the 2010s, I think it is. And this is a nice package. For a start, you get 2 discs. You get the original theatrical cut and an alternative theatrical cut, and a whole bunch of extras. So there's the first disc with the original theatrical cut. It's got audio commentary by Sam Peckinpah expert Mike Siegel. It's got audio commentary by film historians Paul Sadar, Garner Simmons and Nick Redman. Passion and Poetry, Sam's Killer Elite, a featurette about the movie. The Passion and the Poetry Project, Mike Siegel and his works on Sam Peckinpah. Passion and Poetry, Peckinpah anecdotes featuring actors Chris Christopherson, Ernest Borgnine, James Coburn, David Warner, Eileen McGraw, L.Q. Jones, Bo Hopkins, R.G. Armstrong and Isela Vega, about working with Sam Peckinpah. That's going to be worth it alone. You got Kim Newman on The Killer Elite, Elaine on Elite, interview with Hollywood stylist Elaine Bobanker, who worked on the film. San Francisco Plays Itself, a video essay by filmmaker Daniel Krimmer. Images Gallery, an isolated audio track, US TV and radio spots, and a theatrical trailer. There's the second one, which is the alternative theatrical version. I'm not sure what the difference is, but I'm sure that there's information about it on the discs. But together they make a really good package. And I think this is a movie that didn't get a lot of love because it isn't peak Peckinpah, it isn't the Wild Bunch, it isn't the Ballad of Cable Hogue or anything like that. But it's Sam Peckinpah toward the end of his career where his demons were starting to overcome him. But I like it. I mean, it's got all sorts of things. It's got like ninjas in it. It's got kung fu in it. It's got a really great rapport between James Caan and Robert Duvall, at least at the start of the movie before they're falling out of their characters. But yeah, this one is definitely my kind of movie for the simple reason that this is the kind of movie I went and saw when I was first getting into cinema. I'd go and see The Killer Elite because it came out. I may have even seen it at the State Theatre in Sydney. But movies like Fear is the Key and The Killer Elite, I love the fact that Imprint are putting them out. And I love the fact that they're putting together such great packages for them as well. It's not just the movies, it's everything around the movies as well. Really good value, those ones. So I'm going to post a link to where you can get these movies. And Imprint/Biovision, which is their parent company, moving into 4K with a movie like that is great for me. Be interested to see what the future 4K releases are, which big films they're going to be putting up. All of these, of course, are limited numbers, so get in while you can if you're going to get them. But they're all great movies, and they're all those kind of movies that if you saw them at a certain time, you're going to enjoy them. If you watch them now for the first time, I think particularly with the Peckinpah and Fear is the Key, they're good honest 70s action films. If at no other level, you're going to enjoy the fact that people are throwing around those giant 1970s American cars at high speed. They're going mad, and you can appreciate the artistry of making films at that time. And one of the things I remember about watching films at that time is particularly with the editing. Every single edit was done physically. It wasn't a cut and paste on a computer screen. They actually had to cut celluloid to put these films together. And doing it with an action film with lots of fast cuts in it was a mammoth task, and the fact that people did it so well is something I really appreciate. So again, thank you very much to Imprint Biovision for put it the wrong way around. So thank you very much to Imprint Biovision for A, putting these things together, and B, making them available to me. I really appreciate that. These are wonderful versions of some really great movies that a lot of people who are younger might not know about, but they're solid action films. They're solid science fiction in the case of the War of the Worlds, and well worth checking out and well worth your time. So that's it for this time around. Thanks a lot for watching. If you enjoyed the video, like, subscribe, leave a comment, hit the notification bell. You can also support the channel by donating at patreon.com/paleocinema. And in January, I've got a whole bunch of movie giveaways I'm doing to the Patreon supporters and YouTube channel members if I get that up and running in time. But one way or the other, I'm giving away donations from the companies of about $300 worth of physical media. So if you're thinking about becoming a patron, now is definitely the time to do it. So anyway, in the meantime, watch some good movies, watch some bad movies. Watch some 70s action films and 1950s science fiction movies, because they're the good stuff. And I'll catch you next time.